All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to explore an idea that's both really simple and honestly pretty profound. We're talking about the quiet power of learning to keep your own company. And it all really boils down to this one central question. I mean, just think about it for a second. You are the one person you are guaranteed to spend every single moment of your life with. So the quality of that relationship is, well, it's everything. How do you make sure that the person you're with 24/7 is someone you actually want to be around? So let's start right there. Our first section is all about laying that groundwork. Where does this whole journey of making yourself into good company, where does it even begin? Well, the very first step isn't about changing anything around you, not your job, not your city, none of that. It's actually a fundamental shift in direction. It's this decision to just turn your attention away from all the external noise for a moment and look inside. And believe me, that simple act takes a quiet kind of courage. Okay, so what does this turn inward actually look like? What does it mean in a practical sense? In this next section, we're going to explore what we're actually looking for when we shift that focus. The whole point of turning inward is to build self-awareness. And we're not just talking about making a list of your strengths and weaknesses. It's much deeper. It's about really understanding your core values, what truly gives your life meaning. And then, and this is the key part, it's about learning how to draw strength from that understanding. This really gets to the heart of where we put our energy. Think about how often we're chasing things that are completely out of our control. What other people think, things happening in the news, outcomes we just can't predict. The alternative? It's a deliberate choice to focus on what we can influence, our own responses, our principles, our inner state of mind. And the result of that shift in focus? It's huge. You start to develop this inner steadiness. I love this phrase, a kind of emotional gravity. It's a stability that doesn't depend on the crazy, chaotic world outside. You start to become your own anchor, less easily pulled around by every little thing. And this idea of inner steadiness, of having your own anchor, brings us to the core metaphor for this whole explainer, this idea of building a dependable internal refuge for yourself. We all do this, right? It's a natural instinct. When life gets to be too much, our first thought is usually to escape. We book a vacation, go for a long walk in the woods, find a quiet coffee shop. We look for peace in a place, somewhere outside of us. But here's the powerful mind flip. The truest, most reliable retreat isn't some physical location you have to travel to. No, it's a mental space that you cultivate inside yourself. It becomes a sanctuary that you literally carry with you all the time. So what is this mental sanctuary? It's really just your own mind when it's well-ordered and calm. It's a space you can retreat to anytime you need clarity and peace. And the best part, it's always available and it's always free. So how does this actually work? Well, it's kind of 3 steps. First, you just have to remember to enter it, to take that moment and turn inward. Second, once you're there, you clarify things. You reconnect with those core principles we talked about, the ones that give you that emotional gravity. And third, you return to the world. You're not hiding, you're re-engaging, but now with this renewed sense of strength and purpose. And that brings us to our final section. How does all this inner work actually change how you experience the outer world? Well, it's all about carrying that calm with you. And this is such a crucial point. Building this inner refuge isn't about becoming a hermit or checking out from life's challenges. Not at all. The entire point is to build the resilience and clarity you need to engage with the world more effectively and more peacefully. When you get right down to it, this whole practice teaches you to play 3 really important roles for yourself. Instead of always looking for them outside, you learn to be your own friend, giving yourself compassion. You learn to be your own guide, trusting your own wisdom. And you learn to be your own refuge, creating your own safety. You become self-reliant in the truest sense of the word. And this, right here, is the ultimate payoff for all that quiet, courageous inner work. That peace you've built isn't tied to a specific place or a certain circumstance anymore. It becomes a part of you, a quiet strength you can bring into any situation, no matter what. So let's just end on this thought. The world is always going to get loud. Challenges will always pop up. The real question isn't whether you'll face that chaos, but how you'll respond when you do. Now that you know this quiet refuge is always there, how will you remember to step inside?